Mountains on a trail overlooking North-South Lake. The Catskill Mountains have been home and inspiration to many writers and artists. Thomas Cole was a famous artist who lived in the early 1800s. He died in 1848, but before he died, he walked all over these mountains, and he spent his winters in his studio painting what he sketched. He loved nature, and he wished man would just leave it alone. Most of his art is a depiction of nature's glory. One series of paintings called Course of Empire depicts the progression of man's destruction of nature. His love for the Hudson River and for the Catskill Mountains inspired him to start the Hudson River School. This school of artists shared his love of nature and passion for putting it all on canvas. A student of his, Frederick Church, lived not too far from here, and that's our next stop. Nailed it. Here we are at Olana, home of Frederick Church. Church was well-traveled, and this Persian-style home was inspired by a trip to the Middle East. It overlooks the Hudson River and Catskill Mountains. Let's take a look around. Oh, hi! I must have fallen asleep. Rip Van Winkle took a nap under a tree just like this, not very far from here. He slept for 20 years after partying with some suspect little people in the Catskill Mountains. Washington Irving is a famous writer who lived in this area in the mid to 1800s. He wrote the famous story and modeled it after German folklore. He was intrigued by the beauty of the Catskills, and on top of that, the mountains were already a place of mystique and legends about Henry Hudson, witches, and devils. So the mountains are a perfect setting for this story about Rip Van Winkle. Now Rip, although a super nice guy, tended to be a little lazy, and although he would do anything for you, he didn't want to do anything around his own house. His wife was a little bit of a nag, and standards, weight, 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 standards, weight,